Hey, welcome back to Alien RestoMod Garage, and this is part 5 of the wiring harness build, or tear down and build, reuse. And it's been so long, so let me recap of what I've done so far. Went ahead and showed you I de-loomed everything. We went ahead and removed wires from the wiring harness that we do not need because this came out of an 03 Yukon. It's an L59 flex fuel, 5.3 liter Vortex engine. So there's a lot of systems on there we're not going to use in the Camaro. So I removed the unwanted wires, added some connectors, and then I went ahead and tested or put together the fuse box and tested some of the relays, which really came out really well. You have to look at the other videos. What I'm going to do now is going to show you what I've done without you guys. All I did was went to the junkyard, got some more connectors that I needed, and then I soldered them in. But going over here, I remember pointing out I had a bunch of green wires coming out. I looked for them, and they all went to the neutral safety switch. So what I did is I just all they are is they're going to the neutral safety switch from the C2 block, and it was just powered. So I put it on a connector that goes to a fuse box, and it'll be keyed power to turn on the neutral safety switch and everything. And then there was a ground. I just added a eyelet. You can see it, eyelet right there, and I'm just going to ground it to the chassis somewhere. I did that. I moved over to the battery control module. Like I said, I went to the junkyard. I think I showed you this earlier. Added these together. The wires matched right up, so I just connected everything exactly. I had a hot wire over here, the two of them. Soldered it, added about, probably way too much, 12-volt key connector to the fuse box. So all I have to do is just put a connector on there and put it in the fuse. Good to go. This wire right here goes to the Obd2 port, according to a schematic I found. If I have it, I'll put it up in the comments below. But it showed it connected there, but I really don't think I need it. So I got it running back to the Obd2 port. It'll be there, but if I don't need it, I won't hook it up. Also, where I got the information to hook up the BCM, what the guy did is he took the gray wire. I forgot what wire this was. It is green 75, general duty cycle signal. You're going to take that to your alternator gray wire, and you're going to, it's actually not initially green, it's actually gray. For that gauge, all I had was green. So you're going to take that, you're going to splice it into your alternator wire. This is gray, so I stripped it back. I didn't cut the wire, I just stripped it back, and then I wrapped around the green wire, which is gray, at the other end, and just put loom on it and tape. And it's, or not loom, but heat shrink, and then it's good to go. All right, moving around. This big mess right here, I'm not going to go over it because it's right here. It's your O2 sensors, your injectors, your coils, and your constant hot going to the Obd2 and your PCM. So all that is this. All I did was fuse together all the hot wires, that cord that match up here. And like this one, I just put, it goes to fuse number 4. So I just put a connector on and put fuse number 4. So that's all I did with right there. No big deal. And here's your Obd2 port. Here's the thing with the Obd2 port. If you could see it, you see the shiny connectors right there. The top row is 1 through 8, the bottom row is 9 through 16, and it starts off from the top left is 1 and then 2. 2 is your serial data port. So that's going to have your class 2 serial data port. And then you move down to 4 and 5. Those are your grounds. All I did was take the 2 grounds. I found a ground pin number 23 from your C152J low reference. It's just a ground, so I just use that. And then you move down to the bottom row and all the way over to the right, that's 16. That is your constant power. So I just hooked that up to, there were 2 wires coming off your constant power from the blue number 57 and number 20 are the, from your blue, are the power. And then I just put a connector on there. It plugs into number 7. And if you look at the schematic, there it is right there. You got Obd2 and your 2 from power. It goes constant number 7. It goes up here, connects main relay, and goes up to your battery. Moving over here, don't need this one. These wires go underneath your dash. They're going to hook up to gauges, your mill control. This says your fuel level for your tank, but I'm not going to use this for my fuel level. I'm going to keep it just in case. And this one says speed control, but I'm going to keep it as well just in case. The fuel level on the car is aftermarket from Tanks Inc. What I'm going to do is just hook it up directly to the fuel level gauge and go from there. I'm not going to make it all weird and hard, just going to make it work, and it will work. All right, so that's basically it. All I've added to and done to the wiring harness over the last couple of months. I apologize for not being out here, but you know, life. Anyways, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this up a little bit with some blue tape, and I plan to test fit it. What we're going to do is we're going to run the whole harness in the car and through the hole right there. Right up, right there. So all the wires are going to come out here and go to their prospective connectors or areas of interest. And the PCM, the fuse box, and the firewall fuse box, or the dash, I'll call it fuse box / firewall, is going to go underneath. I don't know where it's going to fit after everything's in, but I'm going to try and make it fit. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'll come right back. All right, I get everything through. Not going to lie, that was a struggle bus moment. It's just, wow. Anyways, there's all the wires coming through, kind of crazy mess. I just pulled everything out and pointed it in the right direction, and things are coming up short. Real short. I just look at the Starters Illinois. That's easy. Run it behind the engine on top of the tranny. Have it come around. This is the harness. Wiring harness. 2468. Forgot which size is 2468 and which is 1357. But, you know, that goes right there. This is the BCM, battery control module. Battery's going to sit way over here, or probably over here. So, you know, wow. It's going to be right around here. I don't know. But the only thing that's really working out, this alternator wire, man. I have like 10 feet extra. But anyways, here's all the connectors. Oh, that's BCM. All the connectors for right here, they're barely reaching right now. These are grounds, no big deal. All this hanging down, well, not all of it. Here's the other injector set. That's it right there. I mean, it's not going to reach at all. This is the neutral safety switch, the up and downstream O2 connectors, and your transmission connector down there. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with those. I'm not even going to push them back there. But here's your mass airflow, or not mass airflow, but your map sensor, your oil pressure, your knock sensor and all that. That can go underneath and scoot over, and it goes right back there. I got it marked off: oil pressure, cam position, and others. So yeah, difficulties. All these right here are grounds. I just need to ground it to the engine or the chassis or somewhere appropriate. Taking a look in the vehicle, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it would be all loomed up and taped up and blocked off and everything. It doesn't look bad. It goes over the steering column, and it's behind the brakes. No, it's not going to impede in the brake, the operation of the brake pedal. But goes right over, and it's got this big mess, and it's in front of the gas pedal. But I would make something to hold it up higher. So this is going to be held up higher and out of the way. And here's the connectors right here and here for the PCM. And then I put the fuse box somewhere over here, plus the fuse box for the gauges and everything under the dash. So I'm counting on this being an open area. Counting on it. I know the aftermarket over here, we got to put over in this area, we have to put the glove box and the vintage air and all the heating duct tubing. That looks like spaghetti big time. But we got to see what's going to go on. And another big issue, if you can't see it, I should be able to. Here, where my finger is. This is open. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what goes underneath that. But there's a big hole, and then there's another hole. You got the big hole here, and then there's something that goes here. I don't know what they are. I'll have to figure that out. It's not there. Oh, there it is. But it's right underneath the power booster for the brake. But a lot of issues. The bad thing is I probably got to pull this thing off to straighten it out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to cut this off until I figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do a lot of finagling and to see where I go. But that's it for now. And when I get more, I'll put it on. All right, let me tell you where I'm at and what I'm doing. All right, so I rerouted a lot of things around the power booster just to see their actual length. And I'm still coming up short. So I had to lengthen actually pretty much everything that was coming over here to this area. Both injectors, well, not the injectors for the 2468, they were fine, but the coil connector I had to lengthen. But the 1357 injectors I got to lengthen, and the coil connector, because I'm going to have them come around the backside and then come up over. That's the plan. I had to lengthen this. I mean, even though I lengthened, I forgot what this is. What is this? The TPS. Even though I lengthened it, I gave it length, it's still tight to where I want it to go, but I don't know. it should work. Anyways, so what I'm working on right now is here's the 1357, and I got a couple more wires to go. I'm going to go ahead and solder these, extend the length. Actually, I got more wires to go. This is just the coil. Then I have to do the injectors, because if I run it behind and come around, the injectors only reach right around here. So that's a no-go, so we'll take care of that. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. Okay, I think we're all done with the injectors and the coil connectors. Here's all the injectors for the 1357 and the other injectors on the other side. I really didn't do anything for the injectors on the other side. It was just a coil connection. But everything is properly lengthened, so it'll hook up. And also, I have extra if I need to move the wires in and out of there, which I might have to. But we'll see what happens. For now, that's all I'm going to do in the engine bay with wiring. Next time, underneath the dash, what we're going to do is we're going to install the fuse box and connect everything through and send all the power cables or power wires that need to go through the firewall and up toward the battery. And also the wires going to the fuel pump and the sending unit. As soon as I get all that hooked up, I'm going to test it. I'm going to test to make sure the power is going back to the fuel pump. You just hear it turn on. And the sending unit, just do a connect, check all the connections. But one of the biggest things I want to do is I want to start the engine. I think I'm at a point where I can do that. The only thing I need to do is send out the CPU to get retuned. There's a lot of information you got to give the guy, whoever's tuning your CPU or ECU, whatever you want to call it. It's a computer, CPU. To make sure that he removes the vats, puts the right, how many gallon tank you have in the back, this is 18. There's a laundry list of stuff. If you go to lt1swap.com, he has a list of stuff that he requires for his retuning your CPU. And that's the guy I'm going to use for the CPU retune. So I got to send that off today. I will, and get it back. And when we get it back, we're going to go through the fuse box and then go from there. And we're going to start this bad boy, and hopefully nothing goes wrong. Cross my fingers. But that's all I have for right now, and I'll see you next time on the Alien RestoMod Garage.